Hello, I'm Andy Hartman, and I'm here to give you sort of a quick tutorial of the ISIDEWITH quiz assignment for week 3 of Buzz. Best way to do this is to go to your U.S. government class on Buzz, which I'll do through this, and then you will see things slightly different than we are seeing things here today, but you go to week 3 and there's 2 assignments that are in your folder: the ISIDEWITH quiz and then the assignment itself, which is the one that is titled "With What Political Party Do I Align Most?" I would open that first and just peruse the prompts and questions that are located within this assignment, because this is what you're going to be doing before, during, and after you submit your quiz results online through the ISIDEWITH. So just peruse these prompts so that you kind of can focus on what you should be thinking about or considering while you take the quiz. So the ISIDEWITH quiz is pretty straightforward. I think it would be helpful, though, to go through it so that you kind of get a sense of what's going on. So it should be an embedded link within this particular portion of your Buzz class. You click on it, it'll take you to the quiz. You got to make sure the very, very first thing you do is you log in, because if you don't and you submit your results, you'll never be able to return to them and see them again. So you got to make sure that you log in, and I would recommend using your school email account to do that. I'm going to use my personal account today just because that way I can show you what an empty quiz looks like. So as you can see, it says, there's no results currently posted because I haven't taken any questions. So when you log in, it should show your name up here, as it does, and then you click on the quiz portion. And this is what the quiz looks like. So basically it's divided into themes. So for example, you have should the federal government pay tuition at four-year colleges falls underneath the theme of education. And then you'll have questions on healthcare, questions on economic issues, questions on transportation, and so on and so forth. The purpose of the organization that runs this is basically to inform voters and encourage them to be engaged and actually vote. So it's an educational tool just as much as it is a quiz to determine what political party you're going to most align with. Because the ultimate objective is to say, here are things that you may or may not know about. Here's some resources to learn about them. And then tell us your opinion on them, and we'll tell you who you maybe should vote for based on your personal beliefs. So they're trying to sort of do advocacy and sort of have the mindset that we need to enhance democracy and engagement with democracy. So in that line, if you have no idea whether or not the federal government should pay for tuition at four-year colleges and universities, you can click on the Learn More link. And basically it'll pop open either an external link to additional site or just a summary that you can then read and say, oh, now I know a little bit more about this. And based on that, I'm going to go with yes, I think the federal government should pay for tuition, or no. Now, yes and no is pretty cut and dry. Always click on other stances so that you can see what other options you have. So yes, but only for partial tuition. No, but provide lower interest rate loans for students' loans. So there's more nuanced stances on the issue, obviously. And so just make sure that you're always doing that so that the data that it's collecting is going to more accurately interpret your personal political beliefs. So you keep just going through the questions. I want to learn more. I want to see what the other stances are. I want to learn more. I want to see what the other stances are. And then you've answered the questions for education. You'll notice that there's a box that says show more education questions. It's my recommendation that you answer all the questions that you could potentially answer. Number one, you're going to learn more. Like your brain is going to get super swollen sexy. And number two, the data is going to be more accurate. The more data points of entry that this software has, the more accurately it's going to attach you and align you and match you with candidates and political parties that you agree with and disagree with. So you continue down through that process through the entirety of the quiz until you click Show My Results. Okay? Once you click Show My Results, it'll take you to the results page. Now, this is where I'm going to log out of my personal account and log in with my school account, which I've already randomly done some clicks on, so that you can just see real quickly what the results page looks like for a completed quiz, so that you can better understand what we're going to want you to look through when you are trying to sort of reflect on how this quiz has impacted you in this process. So giving things a second to load, under the You section is where you're going to find the data and information on what presidential candidate you most align with, on what party you most align with, and what issues are on your ballot. So let's just start by clicking on the tab that is My Parties. When you click on this tab, this is where it shows you which parties you most align with and by what percentage of your answers aligned with that party. So that's where you're going to be looking to sort of get some information that you're going to be answering into the Buzz assignment. Additionally, this section where we look at topics, so on the topic of foreign policy, on the topic of the economy, on the whatever, you're going to be looking specifically for, based on the party that you most aligned with. So in this example, we're looking at libertarian. Identify a theme or topic upon which you agreed most with them. So for this example, we're looking at the Libertarian Party, and you can see that this particular person strongly agreed with the Libertarian Party on crime, on let's just say crime for the sake of argument here. So that would be where I'm looking to sort of reflect on what was it about the questions on crime that made me, in this hypothetical situation, align most with the Libertarian Party. And then I'm going to look for where I most disagreed with the Libertarian Party. And it looks like with, national security. And so I would then reflect on what questions were in the national security category that I may or may not have disagreed with the Libertarian Party on. So that's kind of how you're going to go through and digest your results. And then feel free to play around with and look through your answers and your ballot to sort of get a better sense of what's going on in the world and how you sort of fit into the current political status quo, if you will. All right. Have fun.